the screenwriter, and the cast of The Waterman. We have director David Oyelowo. We have Alfred Molina. We have Maria Bello, who plays the mother in the film. Emma Needell, the scriptwriter. Lonnie Chavis, who plays the lead gunner in the film. And of course, Rosario Dawson. So welcome to all of you. Thanks so much.
What didn't you say?
And is this the
what
first time
didn't
you
you
guys have
say?
gathered since the film? Well, thank you so much, all of you, for making The Waterman. We're so thrilled to have it here at the Toronto Film Festival. I want to thank all of you for taking the time today as well for this conversation and for reuniting, virtually anyhow, after making the film together. Amiah Miller.
Oh, now you say it. Good save.
Screenwriter Emma Needell, Alfred Molina, and director David Oyelowo. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Bye, everybody.
Love you. Bye.
All right, so this is retrospective. Not much news going on. I think Amiah's friend Kaylee is cooking soul food. I'm not sure. So, lots of busy things going on in her life. And for me, I'm just I'm packing boxes. I got my own things to worry about. Packing boxes. Sorting my life out. But anyway, let's focus on Amiah because that's what you're here for. So this is a one of two Waterman Q&As. The first one I think was closer to the time that they made this movie. So this is years later, right? So she was a kid back then. Now she's all grown up. But this is the cast. So I don't know. I mean, it's a little rude, but he had to make it up to mention Amiah's name at the very end of this. This is like a 27-minute video, but we're only going to look at the highlights. So the exact title is the TIFF Waterman Conference 2020 during the pandemic. So we got Lonnie Chavis, we got David Oyelowo. I must say, he looks like my design teacher from high school. We must do parallel lines. We focus on parallel lines, So he's got that Kenyan Moroccan accent, So he looks just like my teacher. I remember from way back, way back. So I said before, it was a very good movie. It has a very Joseph Campbell story. And I think he did the right thing by, having race swapping, but having the same characterizations. So I'll do my best to focus on the Amiah highlights, and then I'll show you the VFX reel. Let's do it. Okay, so here's where David explains the chemistry there was a chemistry read for Lonnie's character and Amiah's character. There wasn't so much for that for House by the Lake, but that's a whole other movie. Well, let's see what he has to say.
In her character, I needed someone who could be both a kind of a hard ass type of girl who you then, with time, grew to love and grew to understand and grew to like. But she had to have that journey as well. And I will never forget their chemistry read. Anyone who sees the film will know that there is a moment where Amiah's character has to basically put Lonnie's character in a headlock and take him down. And that was the moment.
Well, she tortured him, didn't she?
Her dad owns, is it 2 or 3 dojos? 3 MMA dojos?
Oh my God. MMA gyms.
Yeah.
And when I was in the chemistry read, I remember we were doing this scene where I put him in the headlock, and I wasn't sure if I should go there or not. But I just went for it, and I was like,
You went there.
At least they'll remember me.
Oh, it was the worst for me because I was both filled with joy and trepidation at the same time. I thought I was going to be arrested because of the violence but I was also just elated. When I listen to the tape, you can hear me going, oh, yeah.
No, he swore I had it all under control.
Wow, we are scared of you now.
Well, I think it's so incredible because I think every woman should be able to defend herself.
Right.
So, and no one would ever look at me and expect it. So I pride myself in my skills.
Lonnie definitely didn't, by the way.
Yeah, definitely.
By the way, I'm shooting this off screen, of course. The apologize for the low quality, but yeah, that's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, self defense is the least you need. The least you need for all. Anyway, moving on.
David is such an amazing person and such a brilliant director and actor, and I feel so fortunate to have gotten to know you and your family on a personal level, and I've learned so much from you. And I really admire you, and I am so fortunate that you chose me to be in your directorial debut. I'm very proud of you.
Yeah, she got to go to the
that
prom
you
with her son, with his son, so
great
that's
you
cool.
did.
Definitely.
I never got to go to my prom,
Films,
so
I think
anyway.
The last thing I want to ask you is about making a film for families, for young adults, with a black kid at the center. You, of course, acted for Mira Nair in Queen of Katwe, which we had at our festival, the Toronto International Film Festival, a few years ago. And those films like that can mean so much to kids growing up and to families who are just looking for things to show their kids that they can tell them stories that they're not seeing otherwise. Can you talk a little bit about why it was important to make this story about a young black boy growing up and what it means to
Just
black
I think I remember this part.
Well, that film you just talked about, Queen of Katwe, was a sort of a turning point for me. When I got that film, I remember saying to he's now 18, my son Asher, he was 12 at the time. I remember saying to him, I'm going to do this film for Disney called Queen of Katwe. And he said, the first thing he said was, wow, Daddy, that's great. Are you going to be playing the best friend? Ooh, that was his instantaneous reaction.
I will say I'm Latino, Chicano, so I want to see more. See, the thing is that I think that might be the same for Latino actors. If they say they got a part for something, they say, oh, is it for Telemundo or Telefutura? You know, like you're just going to speak Spanish. Are you going to be in a novela? You know, you can't possibly start with the white people, right? And I remember Cantinflas, the old school comedian from the 60s, right? 50s and 60s movies. To see him with Jack Lemmon, to see him with other actors, was such a big deal to make that breakthrough. So this is not necessarily an Amiah comment, but this is like when I see like a Latino representing Luffy from One Piece, that's a big fucking deal. I mean, to see Extreme Ghostbusters Frozen Empire came out with the almost almost as lovely, but not exactly as lovely as Amaya McKenna Grace. But in the Extreme Ghostbusters cartoon, you had Eduardo, you had Latino representation, so you have representation now better than ever. I think. I always consider the 1990s to be the golden age of black comedy, like in Living Color, Living Single, Martin. So I look at everything. I look at everything that goes on. So good on this movie. I would say Amaya's acting is better in, of course, my best friend's Exorcism, but the better stories here in Waterman. So it's sort of a weird feeling that I have on both movies. And now here we have a VFX breakdown for The Waterman. When Lonnie Chavis, by the way, was talking about being on the log and being scared, at first I thought, well, that poor kid. Yeah, I mean, being on a wet, slippery log over a waterfall would be terrifying. And then I saw this video. I'm like, Lonnie, what's wrong with you, man? Just you gotta man up. You gotta. Well, he's now. I think he's the same age as Amaya now. But yeah, no, that seeing this VFX, I'm like, what? That's all you had to worry about? Now, come on now. So here's the building. So this is all they put in the graffiti. This is where he goes into the house. Oh yeah, this is the part. Oh, this is all it is a blue screen. There's nothing. It's all there's no waterfall. There's no river. Here's so see? Yeah, it's all blue screen. So they put in the bugs. Yeah, so all the bugs are digitally put in later. I thought they would have used like coffee beans or some shit like to and then put in the bugs later. Yeah, so they added some effects for the water. They used a tank, of course, not unlike the same tank they used for the Phantom Menace in Star Wars when they go to the Gungan city. So yeah, there's no fire. Nobody was burning in this episode. And these are lighting effects that they added. Blue screen, blue screen. What cannot be seen? Nature's oddities from the Sticky Mango Rice. Why do Japanese farmers grow square watermelons? Japan is known for producing some interesting and expensive fruit, but none is as iconic as the square watermelon, or a cube, depending on how you look at it. A simple yet beautiful, specifically grown fruit, perfect for decorating and gift giving. The square watermelon is prized as a status symbol through its taste. Its taste is not so great. Wow, its taste is not so great. Holy crap! I'm just reading this now. Sorry. How are square watermelons produced? They come from just one single grower in Zensuji City in Kagawa Prefecture. It is an otherwise ordinary watermelon farm which uses some innovative growing techniques to create its flagship fruit. The square box used for growing is patented, meaning that Zensuji are the only legal producers of square watermelons. That's right, they're not genetically modified, but grown in a custom box. Wow. So only one group of people can do this. I see. Zensuji City. Uh-huh. A squared watermelon starts life as a standard oval watermelon, grown until they reach its certain size. When they are ready, they are placed inside the sturdy box, which gives them the ideal 18 centimeters by 18 centimeters shape. So, I don't know, like maybe a few inches. I mean, probably like 8 inches. Trying to convert things. While that sounds simple enough, a lot of care is required to create this shape. The corners need to be filled evenly, and the lines need to be aligned so they are parallel with the edges. The slightest crack can ruin months of work, and any watermelon that gets sick or have a bluish blemish are discarded. The watermelons are packed into boxes perfect size to fit them and layered with packing material. An official sticker unique to the Zensuji farm is affixed, and a guide to decorating them with a ribbon is included in the square packing box. They are sent off to supermarkets and department stores to be sold. I don't think they ship internationally. Why were they invented? Salvaged that could fit in the shelf on the fridge. However, harvesting them fully ripe meant that they had to be lasted a few days before they could be eaten. Not ideal for an expensive show item, so the farmers changed tactic and began harvesting them unripe to increase their shelf life to about 6 months. While this meant inside yellow, unpleasant to eat, it allowed them to stay perfect for longer and be used as a lasting ornament. All that hard work comes at a price, so it comes out to 185 US dollars to 20,000 yen. So that's a lot. So I'll show you some pictures. There you go. There's some. Look at these ones. These ones are much larger. These look to be about, I don't know, 2 feet, 2 feet by 2 feet. I don't know. They're just, look at these. Look at these. Amazing stuff. All square watermelons. You have 180 bucks? Yeah, surely you do, Amiah. You could buy one of these. Look at these. Do they taste better? On an unrelated note, I had mint cookies and cream, not mint chocolate chip. And that is the flavor I have not had since I was a child. And I always thought it was mint ice cream that had that butterscotch, buttery vanilla taste to it, but it was cookies and cream with mint. Isn't that something? You don't realize something until decades later. Oh, there you go, the square watermelon. Animal corner. Oh shit. Oh shit. It's skunks. So yeah. So a guy rides his bike and fights some skunks out there. Oh shit, look at the noise. I've never heard a skunk make noise. Oh, shit. Well, think about it this way. If they spray you, at least you don't have to worry. We can't smell you through photographs, so I think you should still be all right. See you next time with some deleted scenes from War of the Planet of the Apes.